Hi, this is Tony Sagami. Hey, today I want to talk to you a little bit about dirt. Not because I was raised on a vegetable farm. I want to talk to you about Asian dirt, specifically South Korea and China. Korea just announced that they completed the world's largest seawall ever built. It's 21 miles long. And the purpose of it is to reclaim a lot of offshore land. Originally it was going to be for agricultural and rice subsidies, but now it's going to turn into residential, industrial, and commercial development. And so that is a project that's been going on for more than 10 years to reclaim 21 miles of sea land. So it's a tremendous story about how valuable property is in South Korea. This is on the outskirts of Seoul. Now, at the same time, there's some very important dirt things going on in China. The Chinese government recently passed some new regulated rules where they upped the down payment requirement on first and second homes. They raised the mortgage rates on home purchases. They completely outlawed the purchase of third homes. And they've even stopped, put a halt to any IPOs of any real estate-related companies. And the whole purpose of that is trying to dampen down what has been a red-hot real estate market. Of course, that's quite the opposite of what we saw in the U.S. Here in the U.S., the people in charge did everything they could to prop up the bubble, keeping rates at low, almost at zero, not requiring documentation for loans, everything you could to help puff up the bubble. And now, I mean, we saw what happened here. So the Chinese government is taking very proactive steps to stop that from happening over there. Now, there's, of course, important implications to that. You know, number one, you have the largest human migration in the history of mankind going on in China, where people move from the rural, poor interior to wealthy coastal cities. And the coastal cities, the big ones, Shanghai, Hong Kong, Shenzhen, those towns are having the most speculative real estate growth. And so for those, I'd probably be pretty leery. As a matter of fact, for my Asia stock option subscribers, we actually own put options on eHouse. The ticker on eHouse is EJ. And put options are a bet that you think the price will go down, and we're doing quite well on those. So I'm very negative on eHouse. On the other hand, my Asia Stock Alert subscribers own a company called China Housing and Land. It's listed on the NASDAQ, CHLN, China Housing and Land. And that's a company that I'm very bullish for. Because if you think about it, they're doing all these things to restrict growth. It's going to hurt the eastern seaboard cities. But the interior western cities, like Xi'an, where China Housing and Land operates, are still doing just fine. They haven't had the bubble that they've had. And frankly, the fact that the new real estate IPOs are prohibited gives the existing real estate developers kind of a semi-short-term monopoly. They don't have to worry about other people coming in with cheap Western capital to scoop up the land. And so all this about dirt is very big in Asia. There's a lot of reasons that you should be looking at real estate, both as a pro and a con. And if you get into the right ones, I suspect you'll do very, very well. Until next week, this is Tony Sagami signing off.